Hiruzen is getting eked out by our number 9 entry, Itachi.
Oh, Nick, I thought you weren't going to put any geniuses on this list.
And, well, yeah, I'm not putting that much weight into the idea of Itachi being born talented. Pretty much everything Itachi ever showed us proved to us that he was, in fact, a genius, both on and off the battlefield. See, we're going to be weighing the creation of jutsu, especially powerful jutsu, pretty heavily on this list. And while I don't count awaking to MS abilities like a Susanoo, Amaterasu, or Tsukiyomi as a creation, adjusting to those techniques and using them in an appropriate and efficient manner almost immediately will score you some points. And that is exactly what Itachi did. See, while I can sit here and say that the decisions that a 13-year-old Itachi made when being forced into the Uchiha massacre were not exactly intelligent, at the same time, if you take a step away from the situation and you realize that if Itachi didn't go through the Uchiha massacre, there was a possibility the Uchiha coup would happen. The Uchiha coup would have weakened Konoha more than the Uchiha massacre probably would have. And thus, there is an argument to be made that Itachi partaking in the Uchiha massacre was the intelligent play. Now, while I will always stand on the table and say that he could have just gone to Hiruzen, he was, after all, 13. And while I also disagree with the fact that Itachi still worked with Danzo even after Danzo killed his best friend, pretty much everything after the Uchiha massacre is a masterclass from Itachi. See, Itachi goes through the Uchiha massacre knowing full well that Sasuke will hate him. And thus Itachi realizes that in order to make Sasuke as powerful as possible, he has to weaponize that hate. And Itachi does all of this while actively planning to join the Akatsuki, the most dangerous criminal organization on Earth, so that he can hide amongst its ranks and give information about the Akatsuki back to Konoha, which he may or may not do. But if we're buying into the ideology that Itachi was actively feeding information to Konoha, then Itachi pulling back up after Hiruzen's death and telling Jiraiya straight up the Akatsuki's target is Naruto, then that was an incredibly intelligent move by Itachi, masked by the idea that Itachi was going to Konoha to show Danzo that he was still alive. Tie this into Itachi making a double-tiered plan of making Sasuke come back to Konoha by battling him until Sasuke was out of chakra and then using that opportunity to finish Orochimaru once and for all, and by implanting the Kodo Matsukame Crow in Naruto and having the eyes of Kodo Matsukame programmed to his eyes because he knew that Sasuke would take his eyes after his death. And Itachi kind of falls into the same categorization as Madara, that is to say he was making long-term plans based off his genius level abilities. However, unlike Madara, all of Itachi's plans work. Sasuke becomes the strongest Uchiha of all time. Itachi is able to dispatch of Orochimaru, and while technically the Kodo Matsukame Crow reacts to Itachi's Edo Tensei eyes, that plan still breaks Itachi out of Edo Tensei. Tie this into the fact that without Itachi knowing about Izanami and knowing how to use it in a battle against Kabuto, everybody who was brought back using Edo Tensei by Kabuto would have been around probably forever. So while yes, Itachi does get talked about as a genius, if anybody who's talked about a genius deserves that moniker, it's him.